A very good morning, my dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are feeling very refreshed and energetic after your summer break. So let's start our today's class. So today we are going to start our new chapter, that is chapter 5, separation of substances. So in this chapter, what do you think what we are going to learn in this chapter? Okay, let me give you one example. Suppose you have a basket and in that basket all type of fruits are there, but you only love mangoes and oranges. So what you are going to do? You start separating mangoes and oranges from that basket. So that's where we talk about separation. In other situation also, we have two or more components in a mixture, and if we want to separate those components from a mixture, we use different techniques of separation. So in this chapter we are going to learn why do we need to separate the substance, हमें ज़रूरत ही क्या है substances को separate करने की, that we are going to learn in this chapter, and we will learn the different techniques of separation of substances, different methods of separation of substances. So let's start. Okay. A large variety of materials are found on the earth: air, soil, water, sugar, gold, rock, milk, wood, right? They are the example of different types of materials. So all kinds of materials found on the earth can be broadly grouped as pure substances and mixtures, right? So pure substance, what do you mean by pure substance? A pure substance means it is made up of only one kind of substance, right? It can be an element or compound. Sugar, gold, iron and salt are some pure substances. Now what do you mean by mixture? Mixture क्या होता है? Mixture is made up of two or more pure substances, right? The pure substances which are present in a mixture are called components of the mixture. Okay, so components of a mixture retain their original properties. So most of the things which we use in our day-to-day life are mixture. Some of the mixtures around us: air, right? Seawater, rock salt, sharbat, milk, tea, coffee, right? Pond water, tap water. So these are the examples of mixture. Okay, so a mixture can be a solid, liquid or gas. So a mixture is a substance that contains two or more pure substances mixed together in varying proportions, and the substances which are mixed to form a mixture are called constituents of a mixture. So what are the properties of a mixtures? The constituents of mixture may be in any ratio. They retain their individual properties, and the constituents means components can be separated by simple methods, right? Is it clear? I hope the pure substances and mixture is clear to you all. Okay, so now let's come to next topic. Now why do we need to separate the substances? Okay, where do we see separation of substances? Suppose you are making tea. So tea is prepared. After tea is prepared, you separate the tea leaves, right? So separating, why is separation necessary? To remove undesirable substances, to remove harmful substances, to obtain useful components. Okay, so we know that we make a cup of tea by boiling tea leaves in water and then adding sugar and milk, and when after the tea has been made, we remove the used tea leaves before drinking it. So जो यूज टी लीव्स है ना, वो आपका अनडिज़ायरेबल मीन्स अनवांटेड कंपोनेंट है. तो these are separated by using a filter called tea strainer. So from this example we conclude that one of the reasons for separating a mixture is to remove an undesirable component from it. Now let's take another example. We buy wheat, rice, pulses from the market, right? These food grains usually contain small pieces of stones and some insects, and these pieces of stone and insects are harmful to us. So we separate the small pieces of stones and insects from wheat, rice and pulses before using them. So from this example we conclude that another reason for separating a mixture is to remove a harmful component from it. Okay, so And your next example is, for example, you know that petroleum oil is a mixture which cannot be used as such a fuel in homes and vehicles. So we separate the petroleum mixture to obtain useful components जैसे kerosene, petrol, diesel, right? So kerosene, where we use kerosene? Kerosene is used as a household fuel, whereas petrol and diesel are useful as fuels and vehicles. So from this we conclude that a mixture is separated to obtain useful component. So why is separation necessary? To remove harmful substances, right? To obtain useful components and to remove undesirable substances. Here you can see some of the pictures which are showing why do we need to separate the substances. Okay, so there are many. Now let's see the methods of separation. So there are many types of mixture. So you can take a lot of mixtures, right? There are different types of methods of separation for the different types of mixture based on the properties of component. So some of the common methods of separating we will learn here, that hand making, threshing, winnowing, sieving, sedimentation, decantation, filtration, evaporation, condensation. So these are the methods which we will learn in this chapter. So let's start with hand picking. So hand picking, the name itself define it, that removing substances from a mixture with hand. So it is a time consuming process, right? So and where do we use hand picking? Where do we use hand picking? Hand picking is a method of separation used to separate large sized impurities like pieces of dirt, stone and husk from wheat, rice or pulses, right? So the food grains containing pieces of stones are taken in a flat container, right? ये आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे. So जिसे हम थाली बोलते हैं, the pieces of stone are picked from the grains by hand one by one and thrown away. Ultimately all the stone pieces are removed and only food grains are left behind. Please note that the quantity of undesirable substances such as small pieces of stones in the food grains like pulses, rice or wheat is usually small, which can be separated easily by the method of hand picking. Okay, clear? Okay, so your next method is sieving. What is sieve? Sieve क्या होता है? Where do we use sieving? So a sieve is a shallow vessel having small holes, like you can see in this picture, small holes at its bottom. An iron mesh can also be used as a sieve in some cases. So the method of separating a mixture by using a sieve is called sieving, and sieving is used to separate those solid mixture which have component of different sizes. Remember that. ओके जिसके साइजेस, जिसके कंपोनेंट्स के साइजेस अगर डिफरेंट होगी तभी हम ये मेथड यूज़ कर सकते हैं. सो द मिक्सचर हैविंग कंपोनेंट्स of different sizes is put in a sieve and the sieve is moved back and forth continuously. The smaller particles of the mixture pass through the holes of the sieve as you can see in this picture and collect in a vessel kept below. Bigger particles जो pass नहीं हो पा रहे हैं through the small holes of the sieve and remain behind in the sieve. In this way the mixture gets separated into two components, one having small particles and the other having larger particles. It should be noted that the size of the holes of a sieve to be used depends on the size of the particles of the material to be separated from the mixture. So sieves of different sizes of holes are used for separating different substances. So we will take some example to understand the method of sieving more clearly. जैसे first हो गया the wheat flour which we bring from a flour mill is sieved by using a sieve having very small holes, right? So उसमें से हम क्या रिमूव करते हैं? कोर्स पार्टिकल्स ऑफ फ्लोर, जिसे हम व्हीट ब्रांड बोलते हैं. गेहूँ जो होती है, गेहूँ में से अगर आप या आटे में से अगर आप व्हीट, आपका कुछ कोर्स पार्टिकल्स होते हैं फ्लोर के जिसे हम व्हीट ब्रांड कहते हैं, तो वो हम रिमूव करते हैं सो एज टू ऑब्टेन फाइन फ्लोर फॉर मेकिंग चपातीज, राइट? सो दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द एग्जाम्पल वेयर वी यूज sieving. And The wheat, second example is that the wheat brought from the fields still contains some impurities like pieces of stone or stalk and husk. So in a flour mill, the impurities are removed from wheat before grinding by the process of sieving. And third example, as you can see in this picture, we need fine sand for mixing in cement. Cement में हमें बहुत fine sand चाहिए होती है. So to plaster for plastering walls of a house, right? So fine sand कैसे obtain होती है? By the method of sieving, and the coarse sand having larger particles and pebbles in it put on a sieve consisting of a big iron mesh in slanting position, and the fine sand particles pass through the iron mesh and collect on the ground, and the bigger particle of sand and pebbles do not pass through the mesh and remain behind. So fine sand can be separated from larger particles by sieving. I hope this sieving and hand picking, both the processes are clear to you all. Okay, so let's come to another method, that is this picture showing winnowing, and let's study the threshing and winnowing. Okay, so threshing, what do you mean by threshing? Threshing मतलब separating grains from a stalk. Stalk मतलब stem is called threshing. And how this process is done? It is done either by beating the stalk on the ground or a hard surface, or by using a mechanical thresher. Okay, so it is a process. What is threshing? It is a process of separation of grains from the stalks. Normally if you look at a paddy field, अगर आप paddy की field को देखोगे, from where you get the rice grain, so do you directly get rice grains from the plant? No. When you look at a place, when you look at a plant and paddy field, so stalk like structures are there, right? Stalk like structures, उसे हम stems बोलते हैं. So one single stalk can have a multiple grains. Okay, so grains जो है वो are enclosed in a covering. Grains are enclosed in a covering, right? So the way threshing is done, manually beating the grain using a agriculture tool or a threshing floor. So they are not very stronger attached to each other. So another method is to make animals walk or vehicles run on the grain on a hard surface. So in this way also threshing is done. Are you getting my point? I hope now threshing is clear. So in threshing the grains are separated from stalk by the process of threshing. The threshing is a process जिसमें it is based on the fact that stalks of the crop plants and the chaff are soft materials, where the grain themselves are very hard. Being soft, stalks and chaff can be broken into pieces on beating, but the grains remain unaffected. So this is all about threshing, and the picture of thresher is given in your book on page number 54. Okay, I hope threshing is clear to everyone. Threshing is done कैसे होता है? By holding the bundles of stalks in hands and hitting them on a hard surface. In this way the grains separate from the stalks, and the threshing is also done with the help of cattle, जैसे bullocks हो गए. In this method the harvested and dried crop plants, और जिसे हम stalks कहते हैं, are spread on the ground in a small area, and various cattle such as bullocks, buffaloes, camels, they are made to walk over them in circles again and again for a considerable time, and after that the cattle's feet crush the stalk, or you can say beat the stalk, due to which the grains get separated from stalk. So this crushing also breaks the chaff around the grains, and hence the grains get separated from chaff. Okay, now let's come to another process, that is called winnowing, and this picture is showing winnowing. So how winnowing is done? So what happens when a farmer threshes wheat crop in his field? He gets a mixture of wheat grains and husk. Now before wheat grains can be used, husk has to be removed from them. Husk is separated from the wheat grains by the method of winnowing, and winnowing is the method of separating husk from grains with the help of wind, right? So this method is based on the fact that husk is very light whereas wheat grain is comparatively heavy, and it is done by using a winnowing basket as you can see in this picture, right? So winnowing basket जिसे हम छाछ भी बोलते हैं हिंदी में. So the process how it is done, that the mixture of wheat grains and husk is taken in a winnowing basket, and the farmer, or as you can see here, the lady stands at a higher platform from the ground and allows the mixture of wheat grains and husk to fall down from a height by shaking his winnowing basket continuously. The wheat grains, being heavy, fall down vertically to the ground and form a heap of wheat grains, as you can see in this picture. The husk particles, being lighter, are carried away by wind to a greater distance, so the husk forms a separate heap at a small distance away from the heap of wheat grains, and in this way husk gets separated from wheat grains. So this method of winnowing is used to separate husk from various types of grains like wheat, rice, etc. So please note that we cannot separate small stone particles from wheat by the process of winnowing, because stone particles are quite heavier, which cannot be carried away by the wind to the greater distance. I hope these 4 methods are clear to you all: hand picking, sieving, threshing and winnowing. So that's all about today. Tomorrow we will discuss the separation of in our next class we'll discuss the separation of insoluble solids from liquids. So bye bye everyone, take care, have a nice day, stay safe, stay home.